Today I want to talk to you about where you're spending money on non-essentials and how you can take that money and turn it into your retirement. A while back I had a workshop that I taught and I used this system and showed people how to do it, and I'm going to show you the same thing. So what I want you to do is go to the App Store and download the Easy Financial Calculator. It's a free app. And once you do that, then I want you to come back and we'll finish up with this. Now that you have that Easy Financial Calculator downloaded, I'm going to show you in a minute how to use it. But first of all, I want to show you where you might be spending money that you shouldn't be spending money. And this is what I did in a class that I taught a while back. I took all the items. Well, here's how it started. I was working with a young man on his personal finances, and I found he was one of those guys he was making pretty good money, but his expenses and his income were about the same. While we were talking, I noticed he was drinking an energy drink, and I said, "Hey, how many of those do you drink a day?" And he said, "I'll probably 2. And I said, "What do they cost?" He said, $3.50 a piece. I said, "Well, that's $7 a day. That's over $200 a month you're spending on energy drinks." I said, "You can't afford to do that." And he said, "You're right, I can't." So it got me thinking about things like energy drinks and how much money people are spending. So I made a list of items, and I want to go over this list with you. One was DoorDash. And I think about what a waste of money. Do you know it's a $2 billion a year industry? So if you're spending money on DoorDash, stop doing it. Here's another one. Those energy drinks I talked about, that's over a $25 billion a year industry. Soda, $65 billion a year industry. How about this? Do you bring your lunch to work or do you eat out? For people who eat out, that's a $75 billion a year industry. I always had money, but I always brought my own lunch for 2 reasons. 1, it was cheaper, and 2, I could eat better, healthier food. So quit spending your money on your lunches. Another one is the lottery. Do you know that the lottery is a $125 billion industry? Well, they pay money out, less than 10%. It's $10 billion they pay out. They bring in $125 billion. Here's something, this is a side note on the lottery. 39% of people in this country, their retirement plan is to win the lottery. It is not going to happen. Get that out of your head. It will not happen. It's like 1 in 350 million. It's not going to happen. Don't plan on that for your retirement. Is investing risky? It can be, but think about this. The Dow Jones has averaged 10% over the last 100 years. The last 10 years, it's 11%. You gotta have ups and downs, but it's a way better investment than the lottery. You will win investing your money that way. So here's the other things that you're wasting money on. Alcohol and tobacco. Those are both over $300 billion a year industries. Okay? So then here's the side note to this. Think about this. If you smoke, you're going to take 10 years off your life. If you drink 2 to 3 alcohol drinks a day, you're going to lose 5 years. If you're drinking soda and energy drinks, putting a lot of sugar into your system, you're going to gain weight. People who are overweight will die 5 years earlier. So if you're smoking, drinking, and doing energy drinks, you're going to take 20 years off your life, and you probably don't need to worry about your retirement anyway. That's just, don't. Stop doing these things. So in this class I said, okay, everybody figure out how much money you're spending on all these items, and then come up with a total and tell me what it is. So I gave them some time to do it. They finished. I said, anybody want to volunteer? This one young man said, yes, $750 a month. Wow, a lot of money, right? So now, after you have figured out how much money you're spending on these items, what I want you to do is I want you to open up the Easy Calculator app and go to the compound interest. Once you've opened that up, under the principal amount, just leave that blank. The next line is your monthly deposit. Let's go with this guy, $750. And it's going to ask you for your period. That's in months. So whatever your age is, subtract it from 65, okay? And then however many years that is, multiply it times 12 and put that in there for your months. So for him, it was 480 months, okay? Your return, this annual interest is 10%. Don't argue with me on that. Just put it in there. This is just to show you how it can work. And then under compounding, open that up and change it to annually. You have to compound annually, not monthly, okay? And once you have those numbers in there, then push calculate and see what happens. For him, $750 a month for 40 years came out to about $4.2 million that he could have in his retirement. You can retire pretty well off of that, couldn't you? So you do this on your own. Figure out how much money you're spending, how many years you have, and calculate it, and then let me know. So let's have fun with this. Put your numbers in the comments below. Let's see where you're at, because I guarantee you there's money that's just being wasted. You can invest that money and go forward now. So the next time we meet, I'm going to show you how you can do that with your professional business. This isn't your personal life. I'm going to show you business owners how you can make this work in your business, because I've done it. So join me next time. Don't forget, do it. Put the comments. I want to see what you came up with. It'll blow your socks off. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to think about where you would have been if you would have started doing this when you were 15 years old, instead of waiting till you were 45. Teach these principles to your children so they understand it, so they can start investing today in their future, because it's the years that make the difference. When you go from 50 years to 20 years to 10 years, look at the difference. It makes a huge difference. So teach your children these principles so they can start investing now for their future, and they'll be set. They'll be guaranteed to be part of that 5%. See you next time.